Some massive WWE plans may have leaked, and it looks like this video is going to be a good one if you're a fan of LA Knight. Yeah, with that being said, though, we're going to kick things off with some WWE pay-per-view news. Crown Jewel. What happened to King of the Ring? King and Queen of the Ring. And trust me, I want you guys to hold on to that thought for a second. For those who don't know, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics has reported that WWE's next Saudi Arabia show is planned for Saturday, November 4th, which obviously, if you're on the Eastern time zone, just like always, this show will be taking place in the afternoon. This pay-per-view is going to be taking place a couple weeks before Survivor Series. Who knows what WWE's plan here is? Now, keep in mind, historically, we've always known the pay-per-views to be Crown Jewel. WWE was supposed to do King and Queen of the Ring. That's not what happened. WWE hasn't talked about it. WWE they may not even do King and Queen of the Ring. They might not have plans for a pay-per-view here other than just Crown Jewel. And the reason why I say this is because with WWE having Survivor Series just a few weeks after this, I don't see WWE wanting to make this pay-per-view bigger than Survivor Series. Now, in my opinion, one thing that seems to be the general consensus with most wrestling fans is that WWE has been doing a very good job with their pay-per-views as of late. And I'm sorry, I know it's PLE, but it just, I try, okay? But at the end of the day, one of the big things here is that a lot of people have been very satisfied with WWE's live events. And when they're doing these pay-per-view events, a lot of people seem to enjoy them. And with Saudi Arabia, it seems like WWE has really improved on those cards as well, and they've been delivering some great shows. So the reality is this, WWE, we know that they have a lot of money coming in from their 10-year partnership with the Saudi General Sports Authority, right? And WWE gets paid a lot to host 2 shows a year. Obviously, WWE did Night of Champions. They haven't announced Crown Jewel. They haven't come back to the idea of King and Queen of the Ring. What is WWE's plan here? And to me, I think it just comes down to the fact that King and Queen of the Ring is canceled. I don't think WWE is going to bounce back to that in the near future. I think WWE really wants Survivor Series to be a very big deal this year, especially with the fact it's in Chicago. This could very well be another filler pay-per-view, which is definitely a concern. But just keep in mind, WWE has been doing a good job with their pay-per-views as of late. I don't want to speculate too much, but if WWE could figure out a way to make this pay-per-view very, very special without causing problems for the build for Survivor Series, I think it could be something to get excited for. Guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about Booker T. This is an interesting thing because there was something that he brought up on his podcast that got me thinking about NXT going on the road. And if you guys follow the channel, you know we've been talking a little bit about this in recent days. But basically, Booker T kind of addressed the idea of NXT going back on the road. And he mentions that it's not something that he's necessarily interested in because obviously, you know, when you're filming from the Performance Center, you're there in Orlando every single week. You're probably not hopping on flights all the time. You're not doing the long road traveling and all that stuff. He said specifically, I'm not looking to get back on the road on a weekly basis or anything like that in different cities. I love being in Orlando, but my main thing is I'm always available when I'm available. If the checks are right, I'm going to be there. That's just the way I am. The contract could always be renegotiated. So, yeah, I mean, if NXT goes on the road, just because I love it, I love being part of that crew. I love watching those young guys go out there and perform at that level and be part of their growth as far as getting them ready for the next step. I'm loving that part as well. So, yeah, I'm going to stick around. So, 2 things. WWE could change their commentary team here. The reality is they could. Doesn't mean they will, but they could. The second thing that I want to mention is that a lot of people have been very, very, very vocal about Kevin Patrick on WWE Raw. Booker T fits very well with NXT. Now, everybody's going to be subjective, right? It's your opinion. I feel like Booker T has done a very good job of establishing himself as the fun commentator on NXT. Vic Joseph, to me, is like a young Michael Cole. Okay? I think Vic Joseph is very, very good at what he does. I think Vic Joseph has a great future within the WWE. I would prefer to see Vic Joseph move to WWE Raw, in my opinion. I think it could be really good with him and Corey Graves. But I also, at the same time, too, I think Booker T is having a lot of fun on the commentary team, and he makes the commentary team feel fun. And because of that, I don't feel like Booker T is sitting here forcing a whole bunch of dialogue or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just natural. This is something to pay attention to. NXT going on the road could be a very, very big thing. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of rumors about this, and you really got to wonder how they're going to do with attendance, right? That's the real thing. People could get lost in the conversation about ratings and stuff, but for me, I look at attendance, I look at the type of presentation that they do, just to make it feel different and special each time that they're out on the road. This will be a very interesting thing to me. I want to know what you guys think, but we got to get to the SummerSlam news because this one is very exciting. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. There has been a lot of talk about LA Knight and Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was rumors that WWE wanted to do this for WrestleMania 39. There was rumors that WWE wanted to do it before WrestleMania 39. There's been rumors about WWE putting these two together for a while. Now, BWE came out with a tweet that Stone Cold Steve Austin is expected to give a big rub to a current WWE superstar. Now, when people responded with LA Knight, it wasn't denied. Triple H said it at the press conference. Good things come to those who wait. SummerSlam is right around the corner. There's been some rumors, some speculation that Stone Cold Steve Austin could be headed to SummerSlam. If Stone Cold Steve Austin and LA Knight have a match at SummerSlam, that is far bigger than LA Knight winning Money in the Bank. If LA Knight were to have a full-fledged match against Stone Cold Steve Austin and win, that is bigger than winning Money in the Bank. I don't find that to be a hot take. I just find it to be the reality. I think excuse me. I think Money in the Bank is something that should be something that catapults people's careers. Historically in WWE, they've always done a bad job about legends going over rising stars. I feel like that's another great way to do it. And I don't see a flaw with that. We'll see what WWE has planned, but there's been a lot of talk, a lot of reports about LA Knight. He wasn't on SmackDown this week, but he was on the pre-show or dark matches or whatever. Obviously, we know that there was a huge issue with timing last night for SmackDown. But it is very clear that WWE has some very big plans for LA Knight. And it turns out that LA Knight is expected to be at SummerSlam in a massive feud. This right here looks to be it. Let me know what you guys think.